Hello everybody, Starshot Ryan, here to bring you another Let's Play of Legend of Heroes. We left off right when we had just finally gotten through figuring out what was going on with the main quest and seeing what we had to do next. Let's see... Oh yeah, we haven't accepted, or we know the main quest is finding out more about the about the incident. So let's go ahead and yeah, we have all these. Oh, I know what's wrong. As you can see here, our book has added a new page for the bows quests. I didn't see that before, but now I do, so thankfully we all know that they actually separate each one depending on which quest you're, which reason you're in. So just for reference, these are pretty much all the major quests you do in Roland. And then these are all the side quests you'll do in Roland as well. And if you pretty much finished all of these, then that should be pretty much everything to do that at least I'm aware of. I'm fairly certain this should be everything to do in Roland. So, it's a pretty standard list, killing monsters, finding a lost kitten. But now we move on and find our missing airliner, along with taking out a monster, finding an ingredient, and taking out another monster, one we should encounter as we travel to the base where our at the Haken gate. So let's go ahead and head out. We pretty much checked out everything else in the last video of getting new equipment and things like that. Of course, some stuff we couldn't afford. So now we'll just go ahead and continue on and keep an eye out for our King Scorpion as we head to Haken Gate. See, yeah, this way is to Haken Gate. So let's just double check here. See, spotted roving the east. So we haven't really seen our scorpion friend just yet. But I assume we'll probably find him if we keep going down that way, if we don't see him over here. And even if we don't encounter him this way, we will probably run into him when we continue on with the main quest here, since we do have a long period of time to work on it. Hold it right there! The Haken Gate is currently not permitting civilians passage through the checkpoint. Unauthorized personnel are not allowed to pass this point. Sorry to make you waste your breath, but we are authorized to be here. And we get our summary producing the letter from our mayor friend here with a flourish. This is Mayor Maybell's? The mayor has requested that we come and speak with General Morgan about the status of the search. As you can see, this document is official. But if you don't want to let us through, I'm sure you'll be hating life later. I guess there's nothing we can do but let you through. Are you serious about this? Don't you know Mayor Maybell is the one in charge over the entire region? You can't just ignore that. I guess you're right. Alright. We'll grant you permission to pass, but make sure you don't cause any problems. Whatever happens, never forget that we share a border with the Empire. Yeah, we got it already. Alrighty then, let us through. And that's all we needed to do there. There are a few monsters to keep an eye out for, but we will need to kill a few of them if you want to get some of those ingredients for the other quest we were worried about. But let's see here, our mirror, Hestivglarg? Chick? Never heard of that before, but apparently it gives us tender poultry, so we should probably take care of this at least 3 more times. And it can reflect arts with the shell of its head, it can call for backup. Alright, so pretty much just means we should avoid using any magic and attack him head on. Which doesn't look like it should be a problem for us at all.
We're good to go.
So, at least now you know what to do about that. And sadly no poultry, but we should have a bit more chances to get some. And it looks like this should be another easy battle to tackle with. So no problems there, and moving on. But yeah, so most of the enemies shouldn't be too bad, but I guess for now this is probably the portion of this video when I should think about talking about something else, because, you know, there isn't too much more to talk about for this game. But I did find out that, a little history lesson for anyone who's interested. Oh, here's another big monster while we're at it. That the first Legend of Heroes game in this series was originally called Dragon Slayer, which is, I found fairly interesting since we haven't run into any dragons yet. See, powerful but weak against fire, so we can use fire against this guy easy enough, but the little guys are pretty much we should keep using our physical attacks on. And yeah, there's definitely going to be a problem for us with how much he can take, apparently. Oh yeah, she doesn't have any fire right now, so we'll probably just keep her to support and go ahead and attack these little guys while she's open. And so interesting that it was first called Dragon Slayer. I'm guessing there might be a reason for that. Or it might be because that name wasn't taken yet, but I guess Dragon Quest wasn't a thing quite yet. And apparently this series has had over 12 games in the span of 35 years. So that's quite a long time for a franchise to be going, almost as long as Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, or Zelda for that matter. But it's interesting to think how each series seems to have a different number of games, depending on, and then of course depending on spin-offs, you know, if you count those as part of the series or not. For some reason, you know, there will be some franchises that have more games than others, and that have been spanning for as many years but don't have as many. So, you know, I'm wondering if how much of a or how much that really benefits the series or not, depending on how many games it has. Since I guess for Final Fantasy, of course, it's had over 15 games in a main series, and then of course if you count the spin-offs like Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 12, or not 12, 11 for some people who don't really count that as a Final Fantasy because it's an MMO, and then also Final Fantasy X-2. Can't forget about those other weird spin-offs to some sequels. X-2 I don't actually mind that much. You know, I thought it had a very nice upbeat attitude to it and all that. Something very different from what most people would be used to. I've heard it actually somewhat similar to like Charlie's Angels in a way, which I can sort of see why. But for the most part, and then of course there's Final Fantasy 13-2 and 13-3 Lightning Returns. You know, so all those different spin-offs and games for it, and then of course with Legend of Heroes it's interesting because I should probably focus on the battle here before one of my characters gets killed. Let's see, most of the enemies are close by, and of course she's the only one with fire right now. So I'll go ahead and try and use that against this, since it worked so well before. And yeah, both of them are pretty low. And where does this one that's gonna attack soon? Okay, so it's this one right here. I should probably do something quicker and just go ahead and make use of my flour, or actually the milk crepe would be better since it doesn't have anything else.
We're good to go.
Yeah, and it looks like we just learned the recipe for it, so we'll maybe be able to make it in the future. Oh, crap.
More giant birds.
Okay, so I can at least go ahead and use an attack for him. Let's see. It looks like he'll be best one to use it on first. But he barely has any health left, and I could just use a stealth to take it out. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and attack this one here to take care of it right away. And I'll just go ahead and make use of it again. And take care of this one just to get it out of the way too. Well, that'll teach me to go on a tangent sometimes, won't it, folks? You know, if you get distracted, then you can still die. As apparent by the giant bird that's killing us. So we finally at least got that somewhat resolved. But the big birds are still around and they can still cause trouble for us. But since our friend Joshua here is a bit low, I should probably go ahead and heal him right now. So just a side note, in case I haven't explained it yet, if you win a battle and one of your characters is down, they won't receive the XP from that battle. So you want to avoid having any dead characters for the most part, just to try and keep everyone level. See, I'll go ahead and take care of this egg bird, and it missed. See, I need to take care of these big birds before one of them kills us. Yeah, these feather showers are a bit more problematic than I give them credit for. So that should at least take care of the next big bird. And then I'll go ahead and take care of the little one here with hers, just to keep him out of the way and keep it from someone else dying right now. Let's see, and then we have him. See, so I can make use of that to try and speed things up a bit. But it might be better to probably heal up for now to try and save someone. See. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just make use of flowery soda so I can heal as much as possible. And thankfully we have another turn to make use of as well, so I can go ahead and heal Scheherazade as well. And that should keep her out of range. And I do like the nice key change that they make whenever the party's in trouble, just to try and drum up the tension a bit. You don't really hear that in most games, having that kind of tempo change. And then this would be good to probably make more use of, since you can cook and make items like this a bit more readily than trying to use the items or buy the items to make use of. And go ahead and heal her now. And we should still be able to survive. Oh, there we go. So, thankfully everyone's still alive, and we should be able to take care of Mr. Big Bird here momentarily. We'll go ahead and make use of our friend's healing abilities to try and keep her alive. And then I'll go ahead and weaken this, since we've learned that the fire never usually takes care of the bird the first time without a bit more damage. And that's it. So we've had a close call there, but we're still alive. We just leveled up, so now we don't have to worry about healing either. And looks like we should have enough poultry now, so we can turn in that quest when we get back to the guild. So I'll just continue on for now. Maybe do one more battle or two on the way back. And for anyone who isn't also aware, the most recent Trails of game, if anyone's interested in checking that out, is called Trails of Cold Steel. That seems to be the subtitle they're going with nowadays. Sorry, I missed that last text there. It's freaking huge! Of course it's huge! It acts as the sole entrance to the Empire, and it's the rampart that protects Libero from foreign threats. After it was destroyed in the war 10 years ago, a much more robust wall was built in its place. Standard military reaction, bigger equals better. Sadly I don't agree with that assumption. Which means that beyond this point is no longer liberal. I think that's right. Yeah! It's the territory of the Iberian Empire, which stands beneath the emblem of the Golden Stallion. The Erbonia Empire? I'm fairly certain I'm pronouncing it wrong, but who cares? Well, enough staring for one day. Let's go meet with General Morgan. There are some barracks right there to the side of the gate. Maybe we'll find him in there. Okay, let's go. Before that, I want you to remove those bracer emblems you've got pinned on your chests. Things won't be pretty if General Morgan sees those. Oh, I forgot all about that. Yes, we had to fully know they reluctantly removed it, which I can understand why they would be reluctant to at least. Somehow I feel all weird doing this. Yeah, there's something that just doesn't feel right about this. Don't worry, that's proof that you've started adjusting to being a bracer. And another point of interest for some people, Trails of Cold Steel actually takes place in the same world as this, all as part of the Erbonian Empire. I think I got it right that time. Well, let's go ahead. How in the world did you guys get through? The barricade hasn't been lifted on the Eisen Road yet. We came here on an errand for the Mayor Maybell from Bose. Do you think you can get us in to see General Morgan? And we got our, explanation without disclosing his identity. Well, that's understandable. In that case, I could definitely get you in to see the General, but unfortunately he's out at the moment. He's actually spearheading a number of searches right now. It looks like our timing was bad. You don't happen to have an idea when he might return, do you? I think he'll be back sometime today. There's a bar in that rest stop over there, so why don't you wait there for him? I'll let you know when he gets back. A bar in a rest stop? Why is there a bar in a place like this? Obviously because this is the border with the Empire. The screening process for those entering and leaving the country is really strict, so there are a lot of travelers who have to wait quite a bit. That makes a lot of sense. In that case, it's understandable that they would need facilities like an inn and a bar. Well then, we'll take you up on your suggestion and wait over at the bar. And I can already guess Scheherazade might have some fun with some drinking here and there if she gets the chance. And here we have our little cast of characters. And blonde-haired man is over there, rather handsome and well-dressed. But after talking to him, I found him to be a little odd. Well, just to warn you guys, he's gonna be an important character. Just so you know. Well, let's go ahead and talk to him and, let's see. Yeah, I guess we'll do a rest first, just to heal Scheherazade right now. And I guess this is probably a little bit late, but, you can convert your Seif into money if you ever do need it, and depending on what you trade in, it can get you quite a bit. But I usually try to avoid that just because any Seif you have is always handy in case you find some quartz you really want or need to upgrade your slots, which is always important in the future. Oh, cool! This guy has a lot of potluck in a shell. And it looks like all we need to make it is a monster carapace. And we're kind of low on Mira, so we can't do much right now. But we can get the vegetable sandwich at least, so I'll go ahead and buy one just to learn the recipe later on. Let's go ahead and just do a quick look. Let's see if we go... Let's see, to our books here, you can check out the recipe book. And this is pretty much where you'll make all your different recipes. If you have the necessary ingredients, you just go in here and make it. And as you saw, potluck in a shell is fairly valuable since it's one of the few items you can use that cures KOs if your members are ever down. And since items are fairly expensive, it's always good to make a few of them since You can sell the monster parts if you want, but I find there's always more value in making them into items. And now we have plenty of revives in case we die again. Let's hope it's not too often, but it's better safe than sorry. And now let's go ahead and continue on. What a surprise! This is my first time eating Libero's cooking, but it was rather delectable. I'm glad you liked it. If you head to town, there's a number of other places where you can eat great Libero cooking as well. You can enjoy this trip of yours, alright? That I will do, believe me. If this is the kind of food I can get in a border dive like this, then I truly am in a feast everywhere in this land. Well, excuse me for having my bar here on the outskirts of the country. Before you go feasting on the finer things, how about a glass of wine? I know it's not high-end exactly, but looks like someone missed out on their editing there. Taste is worth the price. Well then, maybe I will. Do you think this guy is... He looks like a traveler from the Empire, if you ask me. And then we go ahead and talk. He just states, you know, food and wine, drink to eat, don't expect too elaborate. Is there anything more we can... Oh, we can just continue talking with him. Good day to all, my fine friends. You appear to be citizens of Libero, but may I ask if you're traveling to the Empire? Nope, we're just here on an errand. We're not traveling to the Empire. You appear to be a citizen of Erbonia yourself. What about you? Are you here to visit the Libero Kingdom? Ha, I'm glad you asked. I am indeed a visitor in Libero, both for work and for pleasure. And you? You say you're running an errand? But I can see your true colors. I know exactly who you are. Who we are? Indeed, you're bracers, no? How'd you know? We removed our bracer emblems. Wait, are you trying to tell us that we're in the same profession? It's true that there are guild branches in the Empire, but actually I'm not a bracer. I just know several people in the guild, that's all. And there's an error about you that reminded me of them, so I just thought I'd ask. Those are some excellent deductive reasoning skills you've got. I don't think an amateur could have picked us out of a crowd like that. Are you sure you're a traveler? Ha ha ha! Please, don't look at me with such suspicious eyes. Those cold, flickering eyes of amber, just like a glass of exquisite brandy. You just make me want to kiss you and hold you in my arms. What? You're a bold one, aren't you? Wait a minute. Are you one of those men who likes other boys? I just can't help myself when I see something beautiful standing before my eyes. Daughters of serenity, sons of elegance. Sorry if I mess up the pronunciation for this next word. Supernal melodies and cleansing landscapes, masterpieces and stories to move the soul. And last but not least, the most exquisite in food and drink. For such things as these are those which pique my interest. So, you're a pervert, just like I thought. Yep, definitely a pervert. How dreadful it is that genius is misunderstood in every generation. I feel as if my delicate glass heart is about to be broken. You, with your magnificent black hair, please comfort me in my time of need. I'm going to have to pass. You already scared me for life as it is. I've heard strange conversations in my day, but this one is worth remembering. That look on that kid's face. Yeah, this is a pretty good one, alright. Hey, you three! Oh, it's the soldier from earlier. The general has just returned. I just spoke to him about the matter, and he said he'll meet with you. Meet you now. Sorry. Really? Yeah, so come to the barracks with me immediately. Wow, that was much quicker than I thought. Yeah, Now at least maybe we'll be able to find out what's going on. Okay then, let's be off, shall we? Wait, he's coming along too? What are you following us around for? Your timing is excellent. You didn't miss a beat in exiting behind us. It almost seemed natural. Scarily so. Ha! You noticed. Everything about you all just seemed so interesting. I thought I would take a gander. Please, don't mind me. Carry on, my good gent and mademoiselles. Of course we're going to mind. Now get you! Shoo! Shoo! Scrooge. Who was that guy? Seriously, what was his deal? He's not normal, that's for sure. Getting rid of that weirdo was probably better not only for ourselves, but a service for the world at large, too. Now let's hurry and meet with the General. And I think that's a good a spot as any, so until next time, or join us next time when we continue our story by meeting up with the General. Until then, have fun gaming.